Hey friends, Joe the Farmer here. Today's video we're going to talk about why you would buy a Massimo 550 when you could buy a Honda. You guys roasted me in the comments. I introduced this machine and I was like, hey, listen, Massimo has this MSA 550, which is a really good looking machine. It has a lot of options. You're like, just go get a Honda. Well, we have one, guys. Leave a comment below. I want to know if this didn't say Honda on it. We all know the fantastic history of Honda. Massimo is not going to argue that either. They are a great manufacturer, but knowing the price and all the options and some of the things, would you still pick the Honda over maybe something that's about 40% less money? So let's get to work. Let's have some fun in this video and let's talk about some fun machines. Okay, now these two machines, like we talked about, this is the Massimo MSA 550 Honda Rancher, four-wheel drive, great machine. So as you look at these two, their size is almost identical. This one feels a little bit higher, but I think it's from that plastic rack. Size, scale, everything is almost identical. So the Massimo, I've realized, does have a wider saddle, so it's a little bit bigger of a seat than this Rancher does. A little less premium of a seat, to be quite honest. The Rancher seat is not nearly as comfortable. And I do like these plastic racks that cover the metal rack that the Honda does not come with. So as you look at these machines, both have electronic fuel injection. The only difference really that I can think of right off the bat is that the Rancher has electronic power steering, the Massimo does not. This machine is $6,999. It's going to be at Tractor Supply soon. This one was about $9,000, and that's just the price. That doesn't include destination and everything else. Some of it's the camo, which they charge like $400 or $500 for the camo. There was the power steering, automatic DCT, which is the automatic transmission. This one is far more expensive. Does not have a winch. This one has a remote control winch operated on the handlebars as well as with a remote control. But as you're digging into the, kind of the shocks and everything, you could see this one has adjustable shocks. The Honda does also. They both also have A-arm guards, which is great. Really no concerns there. I do notice a little bit more shielding in the Honda versus this one. You can see a lot more shielding there than you do here. But as far as headlights go, you have LEDs here, no LEDs here. Your foot pegs, these things right here that keep your feet centered when you're driving, both of them have them almost identical. This machine has hand guards, which, they're not the most expensive hand guards you can get in the world, but it has them, and the Honda does not. This machine has this little backrest, which not sure if you really need that or not, but the Honda does not. A little bit more design, flair than the Honda. So the Honda is a little bit more bare bones. The Rancher is their bare kind of bones model. It's not, it's not their top of the line like the Rincon or one of the more expensive models, but the Massimo is really coming with just about everything. If you look at the wheels, you have these really nice black wheels, which, again, if you're a big wheel guy, it's great, but if not, that's fine too. When you look over here at the Honda, you're just looking at black steel. There's really not a whole lot to them. They do come with Maxxis tires, which is great, and both of them actually have pretty good tires on them. Oh, and the mechanical four-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, you do not have diff lock on this machine. On the Massimo, you do. All right, going to the rear, this is where you're going to see a huge difference. This machine has single arm shock, which is where you have one shock coming down and it's just a straight rear axle, one brake in the rear. This is a much different setup, a much more simple setup than what you'll see on the Massimo. The Massimo has all of this going on. You have, basically, it's a McPherson strut, I believe, independent shocks on both sides. You have brakes basically on both sides. It's a really nice setup. This is not cheap to do. I think it's great. A lot of folks may not agree with me, but when it's, when you're getting on trails and you're hitting bumps and everything, this is going to eat up bumps a lot better than the Honda will. My Kawasaki has the same rear end as this one as far as just one axle, one shock. It's great for maintenance, it's great for saving money, but why does the cheap machine have a much more sophisticated rear suspension than the expensive machine? Now, next thing to talk about is serviceability, right? So you have the oil dipsticks right here, your oil filters right here. You could change your oil in the field very, very easily. Get in the machine, unscrew the oil plug, and then you can change your oil. On the Honda, one thing I've never liked about this machine, you can actually see right here where we did it last time, you basically have to disassemble this shroud, take the seat off, take the shroud off to get to everything, and it's a lot harder to get to. You have this little thing here that you can get it to your oil dipstick right there, But as far as an oil filter, you really have to take the shroud off. So can you do it in the field? Yes. Almost every time you kind of lose some of these little rivets right here, these things that go in and out. But, you know, again, looking through the differences, you know, it's a pretty clean looking machine. It's a 2021 model. There you go. And again, this one's brand new, I know. But y'all roasted me in the comments telling me that I needed to get a Honda. And what am I doing even thinking about something like this? I do think that this machine with power steering would be, I'd venture to say I would almost prefer to drive this one versus this one if this had power steering. Both drive great, but I will say also that the Massimo, and again, you know, this is provided by Massimo, this is ours. I'm saying I like this because I mean it, not because, you know, they're paying me to say it, because they're not. But this one has a smoother transmission than this machine, and I'll show you right here exactly what I'm talking about. All right, for those of you that don't like when we have music on here, there will be no music, just engine sounds. So when we go to drive, I want you to listen to the transmission. You hear that knock? Hear that knock? Let's hear that again. I want you to hear that clicking and that knocking, because it does jerk you a little bit. There it is. You probably heard it again there. So every time you accelerate, that acceleration, it will kind of knock. So sometimes if you're on a weird kind of terrain, it can actually knock and you can kind of feel a little bit of a jerk. So that's an advantage to the Massimo. So right now I'm gonna hop on the Massimo, let you see that one, because there's no feeling at all. It's just like, I guess a CVT would be the word. But this one, it definitely is not as smooth as the Massimo. It does have nice engine braking though. This is phenomenal engine braking on the Honda. One thing also to note is there is no right hand brake. The Honda does have a right hand brake. Go to high, that's what we were on the Honda. See, there's no click, there's no shifting gears, you feel nothing. It's just very, very smooth compared to the Honda. And again, I have no reason to lie to any of you. I'm just shooting you straight. It is a very comfortable machine. And for some people, they were just not being very fair. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. I get that, but you got to call it straight. You got to be fair. Like if you don't like the machine, just say you don't like it. But don't say it's junk, because so far, it's actually really pleasant to ride. I really like it. All right, let's try the engine braking on this one. Nothing like the Honda. Yeah, the Honda has this one absolutely dominated when it comes to engine braking. Okay, so listen, the point of this video is not to start a bunch of, you know, drama with everybody, but when the comment section gets overwhelmed, you know, we have almost 40,000 views on a video that we just put out on this machine. It's just being released in the US. You know, people I just don't think it was very fair, right? Like, I think we need to call our shots fair. The Honda is an excellent machine. That thing is probably gonna be running for the next 10, 15 years. We have, you know, my Kawasaki is 21 years old. It's a Kawasaki, I've had some folks ask, Kawasaki Prairie 650. It's a 2003 model. And that thing is, honestly, I like it better than both of these, because it's just 650 cc's and it's like a glove, man. I've been driving that thing for a long time and it is just very, very comfortable. It's carbureted versus electronic fuel injection. So that's probably the only downside, but I love that Kawasaki. But this machine, I think, has this, you know, it has a case. So again, what we said earlier, this is $6,999 brand new, right? You go in there, you get the wheels, the winch, all the options you see, independent rear suspension, electronic fuel injection, all those things. That what it doesn't have is power steering, a right hand brake, and you saw coming down that hill, the Honda dominated on engine braking. So if you're gonna be doing a lot of up and down and hills and stuff like that, the Honda really is a great one. Kawasaki has great engine braking too, but the Honda it beats it there. Who are these things right for? I think that the Honda is a great machine for somebody who, you know, they want historically the best. They want something that's gonna be, I don't know, it's like an heirloom piece. I don't know, it's an ATV, right? I mean, you're gonna use these things and you're gonna beat them up. If you have a Honda dealership next door to your house, then absolutely go with it. They both have the same warranty, both have a 1-year warranty. You can buy extended warranty. I had someone actually say, you know, Honda's got a 4-year warranty. No, they don't. Trust me, we have a Honda. It does not have a 4-year warranty. This 1-year warranty, if you wanna get it fixed, you're gonna have to fix it yourself, or you have to find someone close to you that, you know, that the warranty centers work with. Had some questions about parts availability. I have no reason to think Linhai won't have parts for this. This reminds me a lot of when people used to rag me because I bought a Coyote tractor, right? You know, you only buy John Deere, you can only buy Kubota. Those are the only 2 tractors that exist. That makes no sense. There's a bunch of other manufacturers and other companies that do this kind of stuff. There's competition. It's a global world. Nobody really makes these things here in the US anymore. We have an Arctic Cat. Arctic Cat is made by Textron, which is supposed to be an all-American company. That's probably the most buggy and annoying machine on the farm, which is why you never see it in videos. Well, anyway, listen, I've taken this far off the edge. I have no issue with you all leaving comments. I have no issue with you being judgmental. If you say, hey, I don't like that machine, I hate it, perfectly fine. You know, we're here for a reason. We're here to have fun. We're here to enjoy this beautiful piece of property that God has blessed us with. Listen, we have an amazing opportunity with some different companies that we work with to give us these machines to, you know, share with you. And that is a privilege. And your eyeballs on these machines and these videos are far more valuable to us than any machine somebody could drop off. So we're never going to compromise what we're doing because of stuff, right? So appreciate you watching. If you have a Honda, let me hear about it. If you are interested in something like that, or, you know, would you pick the Honda over that? Like, assuming that they're both made in the same factory side by side, you know the prices, you know, what would you pick? So I'm just curious. We will have more content on this. We'll have more on the Honda. There just is always things to do. So I do appreciate you watching. I will catch you on the next one. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you have been here a bunch of times and haven't yet. We appreciate that commitment, and I'll see you on the next one. Joe the Farmer. We out.